Awesome. So again, I am the founder of Sand and Shores PR. I got into PR a long time ago when I worked for the YMCA, a nonprofit. As many of you know, nonprofits don't have large budgets, but they are built to make a huge impact. And to be able to do that, I was able to learn on the job actually and leverage public relations to be able to help grow, raise money, and open a new facility in a town called Oakley, California. And during that process, I also became very familiar with small businesses and how they make decisions financially, how they get cut, how businesses actually go out of business because they can no longer sustain. The first thing that usually goes is their marketing and PR budget, which how can you grow a business if no one knows about you? Public relations is one of the easiest ways, I wouldn't say easiest, but is one of the most uh, financially efficient ways to grow your business, but many people don't know how to do it properly. And it was my ability to have these conversations with newspaper editors, magazine publishers, to be able to get the word out about the good work that we were doing. And in that time, I also became nominated and elected to the Chamber of Commerce in Oakley. So with that, I was first African-American woman on their board. And I was able to take that information, right, able to take that lesson and continue to help small businesses grow. Today, I am on the board of directors for Redondo Beach Chamber of Commerce. And again, our job is to make sure that we advocate for small businesses, which are very important in our communities, all of our communities. Small business is how our country moves forward. We make the world go round. So I love to advocate for companies to be able to get the word out, help them learn how to communicate, let people know about the work that they're doing and the story behind that, because you need to learn how to teach people who you are and what you do. They need to know you and trust you. And I have found a passion in being able to tell those true stories to individuals that need those services or need that business. I'm also a child advocate. That came about due to some things that I went through as a small child. I wrote a book. I'm an author, A Child Memories of Cartoons and Murder. And yes, it is just that. It is a child memories of some pretty horrific things that I witnessed growing up. I am a gun violence survivor. I am a sexual assault survivor. And I know that it is very hard to tell these stories. Many people are afraid of the backlash that they will get from telling these stories and expressing how they made them feel. And more times than not, their adult life is affected by the things that are unresolved in their childhood. I was lucky enough to not be one of those individuals that pretty much destroyed their life dealing with some of the emotional turmoil that took place. And I'm blessed enough to have had a supportive cast, friends, amazing women friends around me, and my husband over the last almost 20 years now that have gotten me through many of those hurdles. So being able to take my story, work with young people, and I also used to coach. I coach young girls. I even coach baseball. So I've dealt with young girls and boys that have gone through some pretty tumultuous situations that many of them have never talked about, but I am able to have the conversation in a way that will allow them to feel comfortable speaking to me. So with that, I advocate for kids. I advocate for their rights. I advocate for our government to make decisions with our youth in mind. And it gives me pleasure to see those things move forward into fruition. So that's my story, child advocate, public relations consultant, and definitely a small business advocate. And I am here because I love having conversation. We can't solve problems until we actually have a conversation about it, put everything out on the table, and then decide how we move forward. So I love talking to these ladies, and we have a call-in number, and you'll be able to talk to you too. Miss Gia?
Ditto. All of what she said is me too.
Me too.
Me too. Me
Exactly,
too.
Sarita, exactly. Wow. Well, hey, I'm Gia, Gia Neal Sneed. And I'm, like I said, I'm